Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I have a fragrance from the house of Dior, and I'm very excited about this video because I have searched for this fragrance high and low everywhere, and I was able to find it through a seller that sells through Bergdrof Goodman, and I was extremely excited. So the fragrance we have here today is Santal Noir. So let's get packaging out of the way. This is the box that you get, obviously, if you buy it from Dior. So this fragrance is available through select Dior boutiques. It's also available through select department stores if you're able to find it. I definitely recommend, taking a sniff, trying it out, and, letting it wear on a piece of paper or on your arm and just seeing if the fragrance works because it's one that will definitely surprise you. So here is the box. It is very simple. It is a white paper. It's almost porous alike. It says Santal Noir on the front there. At the top, you get your CD emblem for Christian Dior Paris. Then at the bottom, you get your batch code, the information as to where the fragrance was made, all that good stuff, the mils. Today, we're featuring a 250 ml size fragrance or 8.4 fluid ounces, which is now the big one. They used to make a big one, a 15-ounce bottle, but it's no longer available. It's twice the size of the 125 mils or 4.2 fluid ounces, which is this guy here. So it's technically the medium size, but they don't make the big size, at least not on Dior's website. Let me know down in the comments if you were able to find a 15-ounce bottle at the Dior boutiques, and also let me know what the price of it is because I paid $4.50 for it. I don't know if that's still the case. Maybe it is, and if it is, then definitely snatch them up because they are really worth it. But here is the fragrance, and it is a very simple bottle. I mean, we see all of the La Collection Privée fragrances in this bottle itself, and it has the same color almost to another fragrance. Look at that. Aren't they identical? I mean, to me, they look identical. There is a little slightly peach hue to the Santal Noir one, and this one's going to be a little bit more pink, but they're almost one-to-one in the color scheme at least. And they're very similar when they first get sprayed on. I thought when I got this one and I sprayed it on, I said, did I spray Eau d'Espagne on accident? Did I get Eau d'Espagne? And I had to go look at the label again and think about it. And no, it's not. It's actually a separate fragrance all on its own, but the opening is almost identical because you get that beautiful Turkish rose up top. You get that beautiful sandalwood up top as well. But it's a little harsh. The sandalwood's a little harsh once it first opens. It kind of, burns your nostrils, if you will. I know that sounds terrible, but it kind of does. Then the ambrette kicks in and really softens that sandalwood and makes it creamy, soothing, sexy, and they change. It takes a complete departure from Eau d'Espagne altogether. They don't smell anything alike anymore. As the day progresses, this fragrance becomes a lot softer, more delicate, extremely luxurious, and this fragrance really, I have to say, embodies the couture spirit of the house of Dior. What I mean by that is you get a lot of different facets from it. You get a very harsh and powerful side to this fragrance, but you also get a very soft, romantic, and delicate side to the scent. You also get a beautiful, elaborate side to this fragrance as well, which just definitely represents the house of Dior when it comes to the couture spirit. What I mean by couture, it's haute couture was the original form that Mr. Dior launched his house. There were other houses of fashion that launched as what you would call prêt-à-porter or ready to wear. Mr. Dior launched his fashion house as an exactly haute couture only house, and it was only exclusive to certain people to buy. It was very expensive. Everything's handmade in Paris. Everything has to be at the highest level. Everything has to be done exactly like I said in Paris and nowhere else to be considered haute couture. And this really embodies that. This fragrance really takes the craftsmanship of the haute couture gown, the embroidery details, the beautiful taffetas and tulle that they use in these gowns is really, really well showcased in this fragrance itself because it just takes that beautiful element and really runs with it. It's just a very nice scent overall. The nice thing about it too is that it has lots of longevity. It's a very big powerhouse fragrance. It's going to last you. I have to say this. I sprayed it on 2 weeks ago exactly. I sprayed it on myself. It kind of got some on my jacket. And yesterday, still, I was, working and doing my job and doing whatever I do. And I had my jacket hung up on my, office chair. And I could smell it in the background. I was like, what is that? And then I thought to myself, God, this fragrance is still wearing, which is very surprising for fragrances in today's market. Now, the nice thing about that is that this fragrance is not going to be oily on the skin itself. So I know that whenever you get a fragrance that is going to be long lasting, it's going to leave you a nasty, oily residue, and this one is not. It's going to be very, very potent, very, very powerful, but without, staining your clothes or getting that nasty oiliness all over you. This scent, I just have to say, it's very, very nice. This fragrance was launched in 2018, and the perfumer for this is a Francois Demachy, and it's definitely a Francois Demachy fragrance because he had a very soft, delicate, romantic side of creating perfumery. He kind of told a story through his fragrance. He was a really great perfumer with for the most part. There's some, misses from me that he actually created that I'm like, what were you thinking? Especially at the end of his career. But he just really thinks through the fragrance and what it represents for the House of Dior. And this one conveys emotion, which is saying a lot because typically we get these fragrances that are going to be one note, very generic, that are essentially copied and pasted into different bottles, L'Oreal. But this is not the case. This is a fragrance that was thought out. Although it has the same opening as Oud Ispahan, it becomes a fragrance that stands in its own two legs and just takes center stage and says, I have your attention, and it commands it. The notes for this fragrance are going to be sandalwood, ambrette, and Turkish rose. Like I said, the sandalwood opens up a little harsh and then it becomes soft and creamy and delicate once it mixes with that beautiful ambrette. And then that Turkish rose is just beautiful. It's a deep, sophisticated Turkish rose. It's not dusty. It's a little bit wet, but not super wet. It's just a really nice rose note in this fragrance overall. And it just kind of sets the tone for this fragrance altogether. It really gives you that old world type of luxury to the fragrance itself, which is what Dior is known for. The scent overall, like I said, is just well refined, well balanced. It's a very expensive, luxurious fragrance that you will get compliments on. Now, I'm going to say this, if you like lighter, more poofy type of scents, I don't know if that makes any sense, but more like generic scents, this is not going to be the one for you because it has lots of character, it has lots of dimension. It really, like I said, conveys a story of romanticism. It conveys a story of haute couture, high quality, high fashion, and it's just expensive. It smells like money. It's rich, but it's soft and it's not pushy. It's not trying to scream for anyone's attention. It's just a fragrance that I have to say it's really up my lane. I really do like it, and I have to say that it is one that I would definitely repurchase, which is saying a lot because there's some other ones from the House of Dior that I wouldn't repurchase, such as Bois d'Argent. I know I'm going to get hate for that. There's also Oud Rosewood, another one that I would not repurchase, but this one itself I would repurchase. The sandalwood's very nice. Now I know that people are going to say, why do you need that if you have Oud Ispahan? And yeah, you're probably on the right track there, but I will say that out of both of these, I think the one that you can get more wear out of is Santal Noir because it has that beautiful ambrette that really makes the fragrance wearable. It also kind of just becomes very delicate on the skin once it dries down, but it still has that kick and go. It still will last you more than 2 to 3 days. It'll last you, like I said, almost 2 weeks at this point. And you can see how much I've had to test this out with. Very, very little juice was used out of this fragrance for testing it out for 2 weeks, which is saying a lot because I'm a heavy sprayer. This fragrance is going to have that powerful longevity to it, but it's not going to be overwhelming when you spray it on. So if you like that, if you want a fragrance that's going to last all day or even all week, then definitely try this fragrance. It's not, like I said, going to be overwhelming when you first spray it on. And in fact, it becomes very soft and delicate very quickly so that that happens within the hour or two. It's just, this is how perfumery should be done. In my opinion, if you want a very nice, sophisticated fragrance, then you need this fragrance because it just will add something to your collection and it adds it in a very Dior way. Like I said, Dior is all about romanticism, flowers, haute couture, bringing the spirit back to Paris after World War II. It's just a fragrance that envelops the House of Dior very well. And I have to say, yeah, I wish this was on Dior's website, but it's not. If you are able to find it, then I definitely recommend it. So let me know down in the comments what your thoughts on this fragrance are. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you hate it? Do you not hate it? Have you tried it? Do you want to try it? Let me know all that down below. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, you guys, for more fragrance related content. Until next time, take care.